Ashton Jeanty is a Raider. Do we like him more now than we did before the draft unfolded? Did we think that maybe he was going to be a Jaguar? Would he have been more valuable as a Jaguar? What about a Bear if he was a Chicago Bear? I'll break it all down and more, not to spoil it, but
let him cook.
Why do I have two cell phones? One for looking up Ashton Jeanty stats all day. The other is for getting chicks.
I couldn't be more thrilled about this landing spot. I know some people thought it would have been better if he went to Chicago or if he would have went here or there. I did get excited during the draft when this trade happened and the Cleveland Browns traded into this 5 pick from the 2. I thought for a minute there that he was going to be a Cleveland Brown, but the Browns, well, they're the Browns, and they decided to go with Graham, who's not a bad player. But Ashton Jeanty is easily the best player in the draft or equal to the best player in the draft behind Hunter. So the Browns really crapped the bed hard. But I would have liked that landing spot. I would have. The Ford has done well. Chubb, it's a great place to run the ball. Defense, they are going to fix things over time. And they have the number 1 overall pick in the second round while you're watching this video. We don't know who that's going to be based on this moment in time right here, but I think it's going to be Milroe or Shador. So things will get better. Cleveland would have been a good spot, but the Raiders are a fantastic spot. Jaguars would have been a great spot. Jeanty was pretty much going to land somewhere amazing no matter what. Now, the Chicago Bears were the spot I wanted the least of, like the top 6 or 7 spots. Doesn't mean they were a bad spot. They were just the bottom ranked spot of the top 6 or 7. The Raiders were kind of tied 1 or 2 overall for landing spot. Jeanty's going to a place where Pete Carroll is going to run the hell out of him. He doesn't run multiple running backs. When he's loyal to his guy, he wants his guy in the lineup. He drafted Kenneth Walker. He was loyal to Kenneth Walker through thick and thin. He'd get injured. He'd say, you know, he's my guy. He'd put him back out there. Pete Carroll is going to run the hell out of Ashton Jeanty. And I truly believe that Brock Bowers keeping defenses honest, Geno Smith being good enough to move the ball down the field, but not good enough to be able to do things by himself. So guess what the offense is going to do? Lean on Ashton Jeanty, and he's going to be fed. This, in my opinion, this landing spot makes him or cements him in, because we kind of figured this would be the spot. Overall, it was the most projected landing spot. This cements him into top 3 dynasty value. It does, no matter what. Bijan, Gibbs, Bijan. I could understand having one or both those guys over Jeanty. And I could understand in Dynasty, somebody wants Jeanty. Fresh legs, new mileage, odometer reset. I could understand him being the number 1 Dynasty running back. By far and away, a fun pick. Probably the most fun pick because of what you think this kid could be. The best prospect since Barry Sanders and Bijan Robinson. I'm truly, truly, truly excited to see him blow away even some of the expectations that a lot of people have, especially in the passing game, receiving department. This guy has been coined as being maybe not as good of a pass blocker.
Smitty, he's not very good at pass blocking.
He might be a liability on third downs. No, he will not. And for those of you that think that this guy didn't explode as a receiver in college, you don't know ball, or you at least don't know college football. 43 receptions, 569 receiving yards, and 5 receiving touchdowns in 2023. The only reason in 2024 he only caught 138 yards and a touchdown on 23 catches is because he was chasing Barry Sanders. He was a little busy running for 2,600 rushing yards and 374 carries at 7 yards a pop, which was only behind, the 7 yards per carry was only behind the man known as Travion Henderson. 29 TDs, by the way. 29 TDs, 2601. Yeah, he was a little bit busy running the ball all year long. You can't have 2,600 yards rushing in one season and 29 touchdowns and have time to run to receive the football. And again, 1,970 yards after contact, would have finished first place in yardage behind Jeanty himself. If you just count the yards after he was contacted, he was still first in the nation by a lot over our boy Cam Scatterbo. This is a monster. This is a guy that didn't rush for under 100 yards one time last year in college. This is a guy that was first in the nation in these 2 very valuable stats. The 2 most important stats you could look at when trying to see if a player is going to translate to the NFL level. The 2 very most important stats in football: yards after contact per attempt and forced missed tackles per carry. first in the nation in both. 49 forced missed tackles ahead of second place. He had 49 ahead, 152 total. That is crazy. This guy is a monster. This is easily the future of the running back room in the fantasy football world. This is clearly a top 3 guy. And dare I say, we said number 3 in Dynasty, right? With the very loose, he could be 1, 2, or 3. I think in redraft, there's a strong argument that he is number 5. I think you could argue Barkley and maybe another running back, whatever. He could be 4 or 5 or 6. But no one is crazy now that the landing spots have been handed out. No one is crazy to cement him in to the top 5 running backs, to cement him into 7, 8, 9 overall in best ball underdog promo code Smitty, where you can earn up to $1,000 in bonus credits by using code Smitty. I don't think it's crazy drafting him 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't. And I don't translate this back to, Marvin Harrison Jr. and how that burned people drafting a rookie too early, or Bijan his rookie year and Arthur Smith made that big mess. You can't correlate this man to those guys. You can't correlate this situation to those situations. That is irrelevant. There's no correlation. There's no connection. It's one of the most lazy takes one can have, is to try and use history that has no correlation or logic to tell the story about another player because you're scared. You're a scared Scotty. Scared money don't make money. And if you're not first, you're last. And this guy is Ricky Bobby. And he's doing it live every Sunday, Monday, occasional Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You can get on board or not. You can keep shoveling bad takes onto bad takes because you've been on record saying that he's going to struggle, or he played too many small schools. The competition wasn't big enough, Smitty. You can either keep shoveling that out there if you want, or you can adjust and adapt. If you learned anything from me and my channel, is that adjusting and adapting is the best thing you can do in fantasy football. Not to hang on to things you no longer believe in. Take honest inventories, look in the mirror, and be honest with yourself and say, do I need to change directions? In the example of Jackson Dart, not a huge fan of the prospect, but he went to Dable. He now throws to Malik Neighbors. I'm adjusting and adapting on Dart. I'm not saying Dart's a better prospect than Shadur or Milroe, but he is in now an amazing situation with Dable, the quarterback whisperer, with Neighbors, the next Jamar Chase, maybe the number 2 wide receiver in Dynasty fantasy football. I think Dart gets a big bump, and that's called adjusting and adapting. Situation is king. This man sits on the throne for RBs, top 3 in Dynasty, top 5 in redraft. Do it live. And get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com, where you can get your rankings, bold predictions, trade calculators, everything you can think of. I've been doing this for 23 plus years. I got into the business in the 2002-2003 season because I couldn't find a trade calculator in the industry, so I did it myself. And I created that, and ever since I've been doing content. And just get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com. Get on over to the Patreon. Both links are in the description of the video, or you can go to patreon.com/thefantasyfootballshow. It's a live chat environment. $10 a month, cancel anytime. The same live chat group in the YouTube live streams are sitting here live 365, 24/7. We're all in here chatting, especially on game days. We're just living on it, going, did you see that play? What do you need? Oh my God, what are we going to do? It's going to be amazing. I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Additionally, I'm live when big news breaks. And I'm live most graveyard shifts at midnight. Yeah, that's right. We go live that much. You found your new home. Subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. Comment below. Tell me what you think of Jeanty.